Welcome to the YouVe Show.
Welcome, everyone.
Welcome to the home of all English speaking Juve fans. We are so thrilled to start today with the very first live of the Juve Show. We are super happy because we were waiting for this for so long. We worked hard together with Martina to offer you a quality product that will speak 100% about Juventus. We did a live last week or beginning of the week where we explained a bit the concept and the whys and the how. So I will not go through all the details. I'm happy to welcome Roman from JuveTherapy and Marcin from Top Beanstalk. We will present them and we will give them the word a bit later so that you know. But I wanted to start, first of all, to say hello to the guys that are already in the chat. And we have Nilesh. I don't know if Nilesh is still there because he's from India and he told me I will try to, but it's really late in India. We have Anti-Venom Gaming. Hello. Il Marchese Bianconero. Ciao. Muslim. Sufyan. Mohammed. We have so much people. Abdul Ghani, El Ajou. I hope I say it well. So welcome to all of you and the people that will join later. I start with one thing, guys. You see that little logo on the top right corner? That's the Juve Show logo. Yeah, we have to take care of the like this. It's a mirror effect. It's that way. So the our logo is actually a ball. Why? Because we are talking about football. So it's a ball. It's a black and white ball. Why? Because it's the Juventus ball. In the ball, you see a screen. Why? Because we are doing a show, and that show is live, so you can see us. In the screen, we have the Juve Show. Juve Show written in two parts. U because it's about you. It V because it's the design of YouTube, and then Juve because you pronounce it like our beloved team. So that's the concept of it. In the ball, we can change words, we can put images, we can do a lot of things, and that's why I want to thank Martina so much about the design that she did for the show. Thank you, Martina. Before going to the presentation of our main guest, because those two people are the most important thing, we want to explain you in a few words what it will be about, because it's important that you know where we are going to. It's the first time, and we will show you an agenda that will keep always. In the meanwhile, guys, while Martina will explain it to you, if you want to put in the comments from where you are, we are really curious to know from what country you are looking, because this is exciting. Juventus is worldwide, and we are curious to know from where you are. So, Martina, your turn.
So our agenda, our structure of our show, it's very different, very peculiar. We strategically design it to fit the football lifestyle. So it follows a plan just like a football field would look like. So there's going to be goalkeeper, coach, defense, midfield, attack, and of course the supporters. So let's start with the coach. The coach is going to be the beginning, the first part of the show, where we will be introducing the show, the guests, ourselves, the hosts, and just the overall topic of this particular episode. The second section will be the attack, where we're going to be attacking right away the previous match. So in this case, we didn't have a previous match, but later on, we will have a match that we will talk about, review, and analyze, and just go over the game that we just played. The third section, the midfield, which is the core, the brain of a team, the core and the brain of our show, where creativity lives in, vision, strategy. So it's a place where we're going to have an open topic. It can be either transfer news, we're going to play a little game, talk about fashion, maybe like the jersey or stuff like that. It's basically an open topic that we think it's trendy and just nice to talk about in that specific moment. And the fourth section, the defense, it's how we're going to prepare for the upcoming game. In this case, the Milan game that's tomorrow. So we're going to talk about the lineup, our prediction for the game, what we predict the lineup would look like, if there's some injuries that we have to be in the lookout for, some yellow cards that maybe can impact some players. So basically, we're in a defensive phase, not ready attacking the game, but preparing and waiting for it. The fifth section, the goalkeeper. So basically the end, the outro. We're going to be thanking everyone for being part of the show. We want to protect our YouVe Show. So it's a way to thank everyone for being a part of it. And the sixth and the most, in our opinion, the most important part of the show, the supporters. As you see in that graphic, they're all around because our supporters, so you guys in the live chat, don't have a specific place in the show because you're going to be interacting and engaging with us throughout the entire live, every single live. So we want to have you guys always present, and we will try our best to have you guys pop up in the comments and talk with you guys through, your comments and us talking about that. So we want to always have you there with us and present, and because for us, it's the most important thing. So now let's start with the first part. I think Giuseppe might be muted. I don't know if I cannot hear you.
Here we are. So I hope I was on mute. Sorry. First time, first live. So it happens. So I will start again. Now, the most important thing are coaches, because our coaches are the main plate of the day. So coaches, Roman, I have two questions for you. Who you are and what you do for the Juventus community, but also what you did for 95 days without Juventus.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me for the first debut of YouVe Show. Very cool, guys. Great job so far. Wish you all good luck. Well, to answer your first question, who am I? Well, if you do not know me, you should know me by now because I do a lot of stuff on YouTube. JuveTherapy is my channel. Go check it out. Go subscribe. Already tomorrow, I will be doing a live as it happens. Watch along with me for the Juventus Milan on my channel, so you can discuss it with your fellow fans in the live chat as I watch the game and react to whatever happens. So for me, for the last 90 days, it was more or less building up the community, getting to know other fans other than me. So I started with something called Juventus Quiz. All of you guys that are on the screen right now have been a part of it. Some more lucky than others. But it was real fun. It was real fun. And I also did some other segments and a couple of, let's talk live streams as well. Now I have 2, so 3 tomorrow as well. So I'm very excited, growing a lot, learning a lot with how to make it bigger and how to include all of you guys who are listening and watching this on right now. Because I really like to get to know other Juve fans around the world, as Giuseppe and Martina also are very focused on that as well. Yeah. So yeah, thank you for having me, and I'm looking forward to this one.
Thank you for being part of it.
And again, Giuseppe, you are on mute.
Marcin, same questions. Sorry.
No, it's all right. Just like Roma said, I'd like to obviously say thank you for letting me be part of the episode and being one of the first 2 guests on the show. I'm really excited. In terms of what I do for the community, if you haven't already followed or you don't listen to the podcast, I'm one of the co-hosts of Top Bins Talk. So it's a football-related podcast. It is Serie A focus. But obviously we do a little bit of everything. So we do boots, we do football fashion, we do apparel, we talk about everything. So if you want to learn more about anything like outside of Serie A, we definitely have a podcast topic and an episode you could definitely listen to. Sneak peek, I'm actually working on a CR7 episode tomorrow, which will be debuting next week. So that should be a lot of fun to listen to you guys. Other than that, I love chatting with people about Juve on my personal Twitter page. That's PL Juventino. Obviously, I've been a Juve fan for 20 years, just like a lot of you guys have. So I love conversing and just chatting with people. And obviously, the whole reason why I got into social media and Twitter, especially, is so I can meet all the other Juventini around the world. What I've been doing over the last 90 days is a mix of a few things. I've been playing a lot of FIFA and a lot of Xbox, obviously at home. So that's been one of the few things that I've been doing. I've been working on my channel, obviously, which is the most important thing that I've done over the last 6 weeks. We've put out like 8 different episodes over the last month. So we've been definitely trying to push more content out. So like I said, if you want to listen to Top Pins Talk, by all means. And I've been actually playing football outside. So even though it's by myself, I've been using a wall, just practicing my keep ups and just trying to play some football outside. So it's a little bit of trying to keep in shape while lazing around on the couch playing some Xbox. But thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. I was looking at my microphone because again I didn't want to start again muting myself. So it's fine. Guys, now it's time for actually speaking about Juventus. We spoke about us and that's fine, but at the end people are here because they love Juventus. So we are in the attacking part. Why? Because we will attack what happened in the past. So we have a first nice graphic, I have to say. So let me open the graphic this time and make sure that we are still okay. So the first graphic is this one. It's actually where we were ending in Serie A. I know we will talk about the Coppa Italia later, but Serie A, what happened? Juventus is first with 63 points, 20 wins, 3 draws, 3 lost. We scored 50 times, 24 goals against. Ronaldo top scorer with 21 goals and Bentancur 6 assists. Then we have Lazio 62 points, just 1 point behind us with 90 wins, 5 draws and 2 loss. They scored 10 goals more than us and 1 goal less against. Immobile 6 goals more than Ronaldo. Luis Alberto 12, so 6 more, double more as Bentancur. And then we have the third one who played 25 games, 1 game less. They will recuperate it versus Sampdoria, but at the moment they have 54 points, so virtually 57 if they win. 60 win, 6 draw, 3 lost, 1 goal less than us, equal goals against. Lukaku, 17 goals, Brozovic, 5 assists. So this is the graphic, and the first question I wanted to ask to you both guys, Marcin, Roman, we finished with maybe the most awful game and maybe the most beautiful one. The one versus Lyon where we lost 1-0 and then the win over Inter 2-0. What was the real Juventus? From the first part of the season, from the game versus Parma where Chiellini was injured, 1-0 win, until the last game versus Inter. What was the real one?
I'll go first then, I guess. Yeah. I think we haven't seen the real Juve yet. I think, kind of like you mentioned, over the course of the season, we've had one game where we played very well and one game where we haven't really played very well. And I feel like the last 2 matches that we saw were definitely a kind of a showing of how Juve's played over the course of the whole year. You've had the Inter match, which was just absolutely gorgeous. You saw Dybala take over that match. It was just a very well played game. And then, like you mentioned, that Lyon game, which we obviously didn't win the match. And I feel like Juve still don't have that 100% identity kind of found with Maurizio Sarri as the head coach. Because you see, like in spurts, the team plays very well for 15, 20, 30 minutes. And then for 15, 20, 30 minutes, they play terribly. So I feel like we still haven't seen the true Juve. And that's a worrying sign for me because it's been 9 months and we're very inconsistent. So I'm hoping after this kind of break, whatever you want to call it, this pause in football, that when they return, there will be a little bit more consistency in the play. I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping to see.
Yeah. I really can't add anything else because I totally agree with Marcin on almost everything. The thing is with the Juve is we see that we've conceded way more goals this season than we did previously, and the reason for this is this sudden switch in defensive tactics from Maurizio Sarri, which went from man marking to zonal marking in defense, and that was a very strange thing for me to see, and also a very we can see the consequence. We have conceded 24 goals, and those goals are totally avoidable. Those goals can be saved. We have a great, probably the best goalkeeper in Serie A in Wojciech Szczesny. We have one of the best players in the defense in Serie A. De Ligt, Chiellini. Well, Chiellini wasn't there. Bonucci. I mean, we have the guys for it individually, but collectively, this is where the real issue is, unfortunately for us. So as Marcin said also, I'm kind of a bit worried because it's been already 9 months, been a while. But then again, Sarri has a very particular style of play. He wants to play in a specific way, and we can discuss it. We can argue about whether the players fit his system or not. That's probably a topic for another day, but it's just something is not right. We have seen players that are more or less ideal for this system. However, like Miralem Pjanic. However, it didn't seem to work out. At least not now, not yet anyway. And now suddenly, well, for me at least, not suddenly, because I believed in Rodrigo, and now finally he emerges. Rodrigo Bentancur shines under Sarri, surprisingly enough. Not many guys expected this to happen. So we have some pluses, we have some surprises during this season, but for sure we expect more from this Juve rather than what we've seen so far.
Thanks, Marcin. Thanks, Roman. I just want to say thank you to Iskandar. Really, my man, thank you. Because where he lives in Singapore, if I'm not wrong, it's 4 a.m. in the morning. So I don't know if you just woke up and because you always wake up at 4 a.m. or if you just woke up because you wanted to see the show. But my man, this is amazing. Thank you so much. Wow.
Iskandar was on one of my TV channel episodes also, and he was awake very late at night just to do this show. So the dedication from this guy is amazing. So Iskandar, Forza.
That's impressive.
Thank you. Guys, you talked about what was going well, what was not going well. We had two teams versus Lyon and versus Inter. I will read them to you. So Szczesny in both games, he was always the goalkeeper. We had a defensive line that stayed the same with De Ligt, Bonucci, Alexandro for both games, but we played with Cuadrado versus Inter and Danilo versus Lyon. And then the midfield was a total makeover because versus Lyon, we started with Pjanic, Bentancur, and Rabiot. While versus Inter, we changed completely with Bentancur as a playmaker, Ramsey, Matuidi. In the front, we played with Douglas Costa, Ronaldo, Higuain versus Inter. We played with Cuadrado, Dybala, Ronaldo versus Lyon. A lot of changes between two formations. I think it was a few days difference. Do you really think that the fact that we changed mans between both teams had that much of an impact?
I don't know. It's very hard to say because throughout the whole season, Sarri had been rotating a lot. So I really don't think it's kind of a miss and hit. But specifically against Lyon, I'd say it was disappointing because on paper, it looked like we were the better team. They did play without Memphis Depay. We were all talking about it. Their star player is out injured, but still they looked so much better collectively. So since we changed every other round, every other game, there will be no consistency. There will always be a restart for some guys. Against Inter, however, I'd say that we hit the nail on the head with Bentancur because Bentancur was more direct in his style of play rather than Mirel and Pjanic, who took it way more safely. He's more slowly in the building up the play. But Betancourt just, it doesn't seem that he cares, you know. He just goes for it, just like a young kid should.
Yeah.
And also the fact that we played actually Ramsey as a box-to-box player also made a slight improvement. And the fact also that we played behind closed doors, and the fact that we hate Inter so much, so we play so much better against them always. So, you know, it's kind of a rivalry there as well. I don't know, but for me, it seems more of like hit and miss rather than actual tactic, rather than skill from Sarri or something crazy. You know, it looks like just so random.
I think Marchese Bianconero, who is called Matteo, he's saying that in his opinion, Rodrigo Bentancur gives velocity to the action, and I believe I totally agree with that. What do you think, Marcin?
Yeah, so I think in terms of the lineup that we put out for the Inter match, I think the midfield was spot on it in terms of what I think would be the best midfield that we could put out right now. Matuidi, I know a lot of people give him a lot of grief, but I think he is the best box-to-box midfielder, and he really tracks back and covers a lot defensively, and he just works tirelessly for 90 minutes. And sometimes you need those players that have that grinta, that have that determination, kind of like Vidal we saw a couple years ago. He would just always be bustling up and down the pitch, and that's what Matuidi brings, really. So him covering that left side in place of Rabiot, who's a little bit more lethargic, and just you saw him in the game, he wasn't really getting into the match, I think was a great move. Kind of like what was mentioned already about Bentancur. I think he really just pushes the attack forward really quickly. He's not like lethargic on the ball. He's really go, go, go. And I think that's what the attack in Sarri's system needs. And then, yeah, like you mentioned exactly before, having Ramsey as that box-to-box midfielder to run up and down the pitch is perfect on that right-hand side. So I think, honestly, as much as Pjanic has been a great player for us over the last few years, I think that three midfield is the best that we can field right now. And of course, having Dybala in the attack is just crucial because he's so creative. He's just one of those kind of guys that in a moment he can create nothing. I mean, we saw that with the goal that he scored. It was just like a moment of brilliance, just dribbling through a couple players, and him being in place of Higuain, who does a different role. He holds up the ball. He plays as like a typical nine does. Having Dybala in that creative kind of type playmaker next to Ronaldo, I think, is more beneficial for us in that Inter match. And of course, I'm sure the no fans in attendance was, I'm sure, a little helpful for both teams to kind of focus a little bit more on the match. But I feel like the playmakers that Juve have, like Bentancur or like Dybala, were more beneficial in that Inter match.
Martina, one for you. Matuidi on the left. What's your opinion on that?
I mean, I think he's, as of the team that we have right now, the best. I know that a lot of people, as Marcin said, hate him, or not hate him, but don't really like him. But I think he's doing his job and he's doing it great. Of course, sometimes he makes mistakes, but as everyone also makes mistakes. So I think he's amazing. I think him in the midfield, he is the perfect player, at least at what we have right now.
What about Sarri? Until the last game, what's your opinion, guys, about his work? Did we see enough? Did well above expectations, or not enough? Go for it, Martin.
Okay, I think. I mean, obviously, I think we had so many expectations on him. Like, we wanted to see. I mean, that's what I think. At least what I heard of people wanted a result right away, and just it's a completely different type of football that he wants, and it's hard to just implement it a day after the other. It will take time. I do think a lot of time passed, and we should see those results now. So that's what I think. From now on, I hope to see those results. If they don't appear, then that's when I will reconsider my thoughts on Sarri. As of right now, I think he's doing great, but it takes time to actually implement his style of play in a team like Juve.
I want to say hello. Thank you, Martina. I want to say hello to Bianconeri Zone, who made us the honor of being here today. Because Bianconeri Zone, the guys who has Twitter, go and follow him. He's doing so much in terms of translation, researches, reporting of everything that's happened in the Juve world. you can have instant news, and that's really, I think it's a crazy work. Well done, guys. So thank you to be here. So we are really honored about that. Alibaba joined in the meanwhile. Matuidi is chaotic. Yes, some say no. My thought is probably lack really in the first touch control.
Mhm.
But I'm happy to have him in the 25 players. Probably not as a starter for next season, but even if in this season, who else can you play there? And at least he's a guy, he's fighting. So he's chaotic, yes, but my thoughts on it is a bit mixed. I love Matuidi also. Marcin Roman, what about your thoughts about Sarri? Are you agree with Martina? Do you think it in an opposite way?
Uh, so here's my thing with Sadi. Kind of like to your point, what you said before is like, yeah, you don't want to expect results right away because you're changing systems and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, I agree with you at that. But you want to see some improvement over the course of the season where you're implementing this new system. And let's be fair, we haven't really seen an improvement. Like we've seen, what we've kind of seen all season is one game we play well, or for 20, 30 minutes we play well, and there's just no consistency. We haven't seen that for honestly for 9 months. We've played maybe 1 or 2 games in a row very well, and then we go back and play a very below average game. So yeah, I'm not really thrilled with the work because I would have liked to see more progress. I think he really needs to step it up over these next few 2 months or whatever, however long the rest of the season is. Because if I mean personally, if I don't see the results or the progression of the team, and the team's not getting better, or we're not getting better and better results, then I feel like he's not going to really last too much longer. And especially if we don't bring in the trophies home, then for sure he's definitely not going to be staying at the club past the season. So I feel like it's a combination of two things. It's depending on which cups we win. Obviously, we're still alive in all 3 competitions. So it depends on which trophies we win. And it depends on the progression of the team. Because right now it's very 50-50. You don't know which Juve you're going to get. So I want to see some improvement over the next 2 months or however long the season lasts. And I want to see a better Juve, for example.
Before giving the word to Roman, I interrupt you, Roman. Sorry, I want to translate something that we saw in the timeline. It's in timeline, or I don't know how you call it in YouTube in the chat. It's in French, so on doit encore lui laisser du temps. Ciao, Mathias. Une année sans pause, la fin de saison, mais c'est surtout sa passion, sa saison prochaine sera déterminante pour son futur avec nous. So Matthias is saying that actually we have to give him time, and it's especially next season that will be so key to judge him. This year is a transitional year, so that's what Matthias is saying.
No, you don't agree?
I found this on the web for is a transitional year, so that's what Matthias is saying.
Siri is going into the live also, so Siri wanted to participate and looking what transition means.
May I remind you, my dear friends, the words from Pavel Nedved, who said this was not going to be a transition year. So when I hear those words, even last year when Cristiano Ronaldo arrived, I nearly was talking about the Champions League is our goal. We all remember that. We all perfectly know that story. And it didn't went very well. This year, we say Pavel Nedved goes out and says that this is not a transition period. We will go out. Of course, he's, I don't know, almost protecting Sarri, or is he that arrogant that the team is so good that it can beat the Serie A, the Coppa, maybe even Champions League? So for me, little old me, when I read this from Pavel Nedved, I had to bite, because since Pavel Nedved is saying this is not transitional period, fine. I'll bite. I'll believe you. Now it doesn't look that way. It looks actually like it is a transition period. So we as fans, if we forget about Pavel Nedved, we as fans must remember where we came from. We came from Massimiliano Allegri's boring football for the last half season. So transition from that BS to this season, of course, it's not gonna change overnight, So of course we aren't stupid. We know this will be a transition period. Sarri and Allegri are totally different football philosophies. So it will take time. And with the guys like, I'm sorry to say, Matuidi, I also don't have much against him, except for his horrible first touch, as you say, Giuseppe. But Matuidi is not the guy you want to build the team around regarding to Sarri ball, if you can call it that. Yeah, that's a perfect comment, actually. Yeah. Each time he's a bit nervous, yes, but I don't care, because he's not the real issue. The real issue that the whole team needs to coexist, and this is what we've been struggling with. And with Sarri, this will be a transition period. The question is, will he have this as a transition period, or will it be his only season? But like Marcin said, if we go trophyless, anything could happen. Anything could happen. And to be honest, it really is a possibility. Start off from tomorrow evening. If we go out tomorrow, so much pressure on Sarri from tomorrow evening. Wow. So, I mean, it's tough. It's really, really tough. And also remember that other teams have improved much more than we did this year. Lazio, I'm scared, really. So Lazio have improved while we have been like, I don't know, maybe took one step behind, maybe we'll take 2-3 steps forward next season. Who knows? But right now, it's neck and neck.
Before going to the next topic, guys, I wanted to ask you, Marcin, the best moment of the season so far, but in a few words, and then Roman, the flop of the season so far. Who starts? Highlights or flop?
Highlights.
Let's start with the positives.
He doesn't have one yet, that's why.
Yeah, that's how I need to dig.
My highlight for the season is definitely going to be the Dybala goal against Inter. I mean, that was just an amazing moment of individual brilliance from Paulito. Obviously won us the match. It's just, like I said, a moment of brilliance and from a player that should be in the starting lineup every single match. Just pure spectacle of the sport.
The flop, Roman?
Well, player-wise, it's rather simple, but the moment-wise is a bit worse. Player-wise, I gotta say Adrien Rabiot, because I don't know, the history with him regarding PSG.
Don't talk too much about players, because we will have a nice game where you can explain what's happening with the players. So don't reveal too much about the players, Roman.
Okay, so then I go to the moment then.
Yeah.
The loss against Lazio for me.
Indeed. Which one?
Well, the most painful one. No, it's gotta be the Serie A. Yeah. The one that we're really gonna test ourselves, but we failed.
Ali, just to answer to Ali Beba, Sarri has a great chance to win all. We will give our prediction for the rest of the season in the third chapter. So stay there. We will give our prediction. So before going to another topic, if Marchese Bianconero is still there, I want to introduce the next topic in how he's doing it, because he has a really nice launch of subjects. So let me try to find actually the good image. I have it here. So I will launch in a few seconds the next topic, that is the midfield.
Okay. So midfield, as I said before, it's basically a different type of topic that will change every episode. So today, the first topic on this segment is going to be the new shoes that Adidas, I don't know how to say it, just unveiled. The orange shoes, Ultra Boost. Yes, there you go. This, first of all, confirms that our third kit is going to be that orange, weird-looking jersey that we were talking about before. And so I want to have you guys' thoughts on the shoes. Would you even buy it? Do you think it's something nice that Adidas is doing? Just give me your thoughts. Honest.
I don't care. No, really, it's not that important. It's just a shoe. I mean, it looks okay. I mean, of course, with the Juve logo, it's so fine, so cool. But I mean, in real life, it's just a shoe, and I don't like the color. But I'm more interested in what's going on with Juve tomorrow when they unveil their box on the 12th of June. But I'll be very disappointed if this is the one.
So would you say the color is the problem, or just you don't care at all?
I don't care.
So you would never buy it?
I don't know. Well, I mean, the cost would be interesting to see, though.
I mean, there's 180.
180.
Yes.
For this
Ultra
one.
Boost. Yeah.
Pass. I love Juve, but I mean, I don't love Adidas. I love Juve.
Okay. What about you, Marcin?
I mean, if anybody follows my Twitter page, they know that I like the orange third kit. So yeah, I do like the orange third kit. I love obnoxious colored things, and like so that kit, like I really liked. I'm not a huge fan of the sneaker combo though. I like the concept that Adidas is doing in terms of like releasing like a limited edition like Juve themed like collection in terms of like shoes or obviously any like other limited edition apparel that they release later. So I'm all for Adidas doing that and just releasing limited edition content. I think that's awesome from their end, just to give like the Juve collectors something, which is cool. But I'm just not a fan of the shoe. That's my personal thing with it. I don't mind the colors because, like I said, I like crazy and obnoxious colored things. That's just my personal style. So I personally don't mind the colors. It's just not my style of sneaker. That's the only reason I'm not really buying them. I think, like I said, like you're showing all 5 of them right there. I think that's a cool concept. Like I really like that Adidas is doing that and unveiling like multiple teams that everybody gets like their own limited edition like sneakers. So yeah, the Real Madrid ones are really cool. I really like those. Those are ones that actually came out really nicely. But yeah, I don't mind the sneaker. It's just not my style. But I'm definitely grabbing that orange kit. That's for sure.
Oh my God. What about you, Giuseppe?
Yeah, I wanted to say something actually, and that's why I was a bit zooming in. What really is crazy, even if you like or you don't like the color, is the logo.
Mm-hmm.
From where you are, you can immediately identify the Juventus logo. That's crazy because actually that was the objective of Andrea Agnelli when we changed the logo. You like or you don't like, that's not the discussion of today, but it's actually crazy that it works. It works 100%. You see it from far away, you see the logo, and then again, you like or you don't like, but the plan works. So what I believe about the shoe, I tweeted about it yesterday because I discovered that really quickly online, and I said that it was disgusting, but it's the same as the shirt. My first impression is disgusting, and then I start to like it. Why not? And then at the end I will buy them. So yeah, and Marcin was actually the first one I saw on Twitter who loved the orange one. So the shirt, I'm speaking about the shirt, and I joined his team Orange for the Licht.
No, I'm not a fan of the third kit, but I like the shoes.
I think it's okay. Actually, I think the shirt is okay. It's fine. So me, Giuseppe, and Marcin, we're gonna buy this for sure.
We will buy.
We'll send Martina one as a gift also.
I would love that.
Ali is not a fan of the shoe. Let's see the reaction of the people. So Ali is not a fan. I think Laurentius, no word for that. Look at that. Abdul Ghani is saying the same as me, but that Juve logo stands out in comparison to the others. Absolutely right. Sarri is not my favorite, of course, but I appreciate him sometimes. So that was about the other thing. Usually, I don't like Adidas. I hate Muslim. It's awful, Alejandro. Alejandro is actually, if I'm not wrong, Juve Belgium. He's doing a lot of things, and he's just starting with some really nice designs, graphics. He didn't open Photoshop for the whole his life, and suddenly he said, I will start with Photoshop, and I believe in 3 months, he became a really, really good one. So Juve Belgium, I live in Belgium. Here we are. So that the reaction, most of the reaction from the people in the chat are that they don't like it. So, Martina, we have a nice game for our guest.
Yeah, this is gonna be exciting. It's gonna be a game. Can you open it up on the?
Yes, I will.
So how this is gonna work, Marcin and Roman? Basically, you guys have to agree on what player is gonna go in each category. There you go. So from best to out, and then there's not applicable. Just for example, if Chiellini only played a few games, so if you don't want to rate him, you can just put it there and not say anything. However, for each player that you guys decide to put somewhere, you need to give a reasoning behind and make sure that both of you work together, to place them throughout the tiers. And I mean, best, so the one that best performed, and this is only this season, so let's rate them this season as of right now. So for example, Pjanic last season played amazing, this season, but let's rate him this season only. Best, good, promising is basically, it's not the best player, but we see something. We see something promising in that player. Flop, easy, and out, that we don't want him. Out is either a flop, it's a flop, and also we don't want him anymore. So that's how it's going to work. So let's start with delete. What do you guys think we should go?
Well, I don't know. What do you say, Marcin? I'd say between good and promising. I wouldn't put him at the best, not yet anyway. But perhaps
I'd
good.
Agree. Yeah, I would agree on good.
Yeah,
we've seen glimpses of his potential and how well he can play, but at the same time, we've seen how young he is and how he needs to transition to Serie A. So I would say good, not best. He's getting there, though. He will get there.
It's fun. It's fun.
We have
Now,
the second one.
Player, the GOAT himself.
Ooh.
CR7.
Where are you gonna put him?
Yeah, I'm putting him at the top. He's our leading goal scorer. He's kind of like, besides the 6 weeks that he was really struggling for form, he's been playing very well. 21 goals, obviously leading the team says enough. So I'm putting him, for me at least, in the best category.
Yeah, no question about it. We would be on top if it weren't for him.
Yeah. Perfect. Szczesny, your
Szczesny.
favorite.
Wojciech Szczęsny, best. Easy. Enough said.
Yeah, as I said at the start of the show, best goalkeeper in Serie A, in my opinion.
I just want to add, guys, when you finish the list, we will take a screenshot and we will post it on Twitter.
Let's see what
Okay.
you say.
Let's take another one. Let's take this one.
Bernardeschi. Let's be honest.
Out for me.
So you think it's both a flop and you don't want him anymore?
Well, flop is that you expected more than you actually got, but I never expected him to become anything. I didn't. I never wanted him at Juve because I didn't believe that he could make that jump from Fiorentina to Juve, and he never did. And not only this year, but if we're talking about this year only, and in regards what he could bring to us to the table in regards of plusvalenza, if there is such a thing in nowadays, maybe it'll be some player exchange. I'd say out for me, Marcin. I don't know. What's you?
He's tough because I feel like he hasn't played in his position. I feel like he's just played all over the pitch, and he doesn't have a set position in his squad, and he doesn't have a role that he can call his own, which I think has been a big issue with him. I mean, I'm not going to argue with him. Like, I think he will be sold at the end of the season, unless he just really takes off for the next 2 months and just like plays the best football of his career. So yeah, I'll put him in the out because I do think that he will be swapped or sold or something along those lines at some point during the next transfer window.
He doesn't have any more time anyway to prove himself either. It's already like 10 games left or 15 games left. That's it. So yeah.
Today he was also saying that he really loves Juventus, but apparently he knows that with Sarri continuing, he will have no chance. So I think he starts realizing that his time is over. So, okay, we have our first out, the number 23. Who do we take? Here.
Okay, Danilo.
Just based on this season, flop. I mean, we put a lot of money up for him in the Joao Cancelo swap. So I was kind of expecting him to play a little bit better coming from a team like City. I mean, we paid a lot of money for him technically, so I don't think he's going to be sold just because it's going to be hard to move him to kind of get that plusvalenza like you mentioned. So for me, he's flop because I do think he will be around next season. And he will be like a spot starter or bench player, right back, left back, wherever we need him kind of guy.
Yeah, I'd put him. In my opinion, I would agree with putting it in a flop, but I would like to put him in the promising for me, because I see something. I see something there. I see that he fits to the system of Sarri, and the myth of him not being able to defend that well. I don't see him being exposed that much so far this season. It might change though, for sure. So for me, it's between promising and flop. But let's go with Mr. Toppin's talk. Let's go with flop.
Flop.
Yeah, that's fine.
That was Bonucci.
We do Bonucci?
No.
Let me find where he is. Here he is, the snake.
Come on.
Somebody, I love Bonucci, but I heard somewhere some people call him the snake.
Yeah.
So before judging, I want to say hi to Nina because it's first time I see Nina on the live. So welcome, Nina. Really happy to see you here. So really happy that also women are represented. We are not like La Lega or Serie A, or not Serie A, but La Lega, that we don't care about women football. We love women football. And I want to say that our friend Roman did a live with Vecchia Signora. That's right, Marcin? He did a live a few days ago where they were really covering women football, and it was amazing. I loved it.
Thanks.
So, speaking about Bonucci,
for me, it's best. I don't know, Marcin.
Wow.
Yeah, I agree. I'm putting him in best. He's taken over the role as captain very well, and I think it's been one of his best seasons that he had. Obviously, he had a down year last year, and then his off year in Milan, if you want to call it that. But yeah, he's had a really good revolutionary season this year, especially I think because he had that captain's armband around his arm, and he had to kind of take up a little bit more responsibility in the squad. So I think that kind of drove him to push his play up a little bit more and help Delict out a little bit. So I put him at best.
Yeah.
Also has more competition.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at the beginning at least. Let's move with Douglas Costa.
Doogie, wait. Let's. I need to change my screen to find him. Where is he? Here he is.
That's
okay.
a tough one.
Yeah.
It is.
I mean, for me, as I said before, when Douglas Costa is injury-free, which is never, he is probably one of the 5 best players on earth.
For sure.
The skill, the speed, the acceleration, it's insanity. It's crazy. But unfortunately, the injuries disappoint me so much. So flop this season. I mean, the strange thing that he signed a full contract with us just before this season, and we expect him to much more than he did. So flop, unfortunately, for me.
What about you, Marcin?
Yeah, I'll agree. He's close between that, like you mentioned before, like between flop and promising, because when he has been on the pitch, he has been electric. Like you see he's a game changer, but there just hasn't been enough of those moments for me to say promising. So I'll put him in flop just because I know he's going to be here next year. Hopefully he can stay fit and provide us with those electric moments again.
However, I gotta say his goal against Lokomotiv Moscow away was an absolute beauty. Yeah. So this is what we expect from him week in and week out. But as I said, unfortunately, it's
Yeah, he gets injured too much, sadly.
Yeah,
a lot of people also in the chat are saying that he's injury prone.
I mean, that's his problem. He's fast, he has the ability, he has everything, just not the body, I guess. Let's do Kedira.
Kedira.
There it is in the middle. Yep.
Our man.
The most important.
Don't forget you have also the not applicable, because
yeah, I was thinking about that. Yeah, Marcin, you can start. I need to think.
I would put him out just because I don't think he's going to be here at the end of the season. I see us kind of like giving a little bit more youth into that midfield. So I look at Kedira being out, although he is going to score tomorrow. I'm calling it right now. But that's for later.
Oh.
That's for later.
Exclusive, Giuseppe.
Exclusive for later.
Sarri will go crazy if that happens.
But
I saw
Kedira,
on internet even a hat trick. I saw someone said to me, Kedira will score a hat trick tomorrow.
yeah,
Watch.
because he only scores whenever he starts in these like big games. So yeah, I'm calling Kedira out. But yeah, he will bag one tomorrow. I'm calling it right now.
For me, it's actually non-applicable because he was injured for almost the whole season. So I really didn't see him that much under Sarri. Well, he didn't flop, and I think the rumors are that he will stay for another season because he has no reason to leave. So, I mean, he wasn't good this season, but he wasn't bad either. He was just not applicable. That's the best description of him. So I don't know what you want to do, Marcin.
We could put him in non-applicable. Yeah.
I'll put it on not applicable. Okay,
Yeah.
guys.
He has enough hate on his name already, so
Not applicable.
Kedira.
Who do we have else, Martina?
Higuain, Pipita.
Higuain.
Another one.
We'll let you start this one.
Out, definitely. Definitely for me. Should have left last season, in my opinion, but didn't. I mean, he works for the team. He works more now than I ever seen him do actually on the pitch, but he needs to score more goals. He is our striker. He doesn't score that much anymore, and yeah, unfortunately, out for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I agree with you. I think Pipita does a great job of holding up the ball and kind of distributing it to Dybala or Ronaldo, whoever else is playing with him. So I think he still does that very well. But exactly to your point, I don't think he gets on the score sheet enough, especially this season, to really warrant him kind of continuing to play. Also, a lot of people forget that he is in his almost, I believe he's 33 almost. So he's getting up there in age, and what we need at Juve, I think, is a lot younger players, especially in that attacking role. So I don't think he's going to fit the mold of the quick pass and go kind of movement of Sarri at his age right now. So I do have him out also.
Michael is saying that he provided a lot of assists. So a lot of people are saying that he was good, other people out. So it's a bit of polemic player, but I'm happy you agree. Guys, if you agree, because it will be really nice also if we speak about the next game of tomorrow. If you agree on things, let's go a bit quicker on that one. Great.
Sure.
Let's take one that we should all agree of.
The no. That would be fun. That would be really fun because now
we don't have anyone in promising.
I would put is that Matuidi? I wouldn't put Matuidi promising.
No, not Matuidi.
Is that Matuidi?
It is Matuidi. Blaise, number 14.
Yeah, I would put him in promising. He does some jobs in the squad correctly. He plays defense correctly. We've seen those moments of him tracking back and playing as that box-to-box midfielder. Obviously, he's not, like you mentioned, great going forward. His touch isn't fantastic, but he does his job in the squad. So I would put him at promising because, like I said, he does a role within the team and he does it well at least.
Yeah.
Nice. Let's do Cuadrado. No hate.
1.
I would put good.
Really?
Yeah.
Where would you
he's done
put?
I think he's done a great job as a right back. Like coming in like positions in his age, like I think he's done a great job moving back into the defense more in his 30s. Like I think it's a great move for him.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
No,
Chiellini?
I don't disagree. I mean, I was just surprising that he was so high up, because I expect, when you are on Twitter, you expect the hate towards Matuidi, Khedira, Quadrado, De Sciglio, these guys. But Quadrado to be good, it's actually a good call because I don't disagree.
Someone said Cuadrado best.
Mm.
He's one of the best.
Wow.
I like this one. The face of Roman. Where do we put Chiellini, guys?
Not applicable.
Not applicable.
Yeah. Buffon?
Phew.
I would probably put him in non-applicable also, just because he hasn't really played enough games.
He played a lot of games.
He's played a few games. He's done well, but I mean, he hasn't. Tech's been the starter for the whole season, so I mean, it's a backup goalkeeper's role. It doesn't really influence the squad too much. He's played. I don't even know how many games he's played this year.
Yeah.
Not applicable.
Yeah.
Where do we put him? Not applicable?
Yeah, that's fine.
De Sciglio.
No.
You start.
Lord Coutinho.
I park him here at the moment.
Yeah, why don't you just keep it? No, just kidding. I will get so much hate for this, but I will put him as good.
Okay.
The reason for this being, okay, how do I put this? He is not good at anything, but he's not bad at anything either. The only thing he's bad at, actually, is playing as a left back. However, the Italians, for some strange reason, didn't figure this one out. Why do you play De Sciglio on the left? He is a right footer. That's it. So keep him on the right side. And the games that he did as a right back was actually not that bad. It was actually promising. We can put him down to promising. Okay, that's fine. In Marchese Bacanero, fine. Let's do promising, but I won't go any lower because I mean he's the Berindelli of 2020. He doesn't complain.
Oh.
He doesn't play that much. He doesn't. I mean, he's the perfect squad player, like you say, Giuseppe. You need to have these guys in your team that are in and out of the team, but still play. And I mean, Barcelona want this guy, so there must be a reason. Something is there, not because Barcelona is the tiki-taka prime Xavi Iniesta type of team anymore, but the big club want De Sciglio, so there got to be a reason because this is a loyal guy. He never complains. This is my opinion, but yeah.
I mean,
Michael is asking how much did did De Sciglio paid you to say all those praises about him?
Oh, not enough, my friend.
Yeah, he's the next Maldini.
Yeah.
For me, it's out. Just for the simple reason, I think he will be sold or swapped at the end of the season. Like you kind of mentioned, he's not really good at anything, but he's not bad at anything. So what exactly is he bringing to the teim that's benefiting that position? I don't think he's better than Quadrado at right back. I think Quadrado's the better player. And like I said, I don't, like you mentioned, Barcelona want him, and I just don't think he's going to last at the end of the season with Juve. So for me, that's an out, just because I don't see him with the club next year.
Let's put him in between then. Flop. I'm logging off. This is what a mess. Oof.
Who do we choose, Martina?
Let's do Rabiot.
Oh.
That's easy for me as out.
Okay, that's a big drop.
Yeah. For me, it's out just because like his attitude's been poor. Like you already see the rumors and everything talking about him going to Everton to go play with Ancelotti. I just don't see him staying with the team. He's been very lethargic in his kind of play on the pitch whenever I've watched him. Just like he's kind of just like moseying around, just like not really energetic. That's from a midfielder, especially that left-hand side midfielder, which has to cover a lot of defensive ground. I just don't think he fits that role. So I just don't see him being at the club next year. And I mean, it's a plus Valenza, which everybody just loves so much. So I'm sure we can make a pretty penny, 30, 35 million off of him. So that'd be out 100%.
Yeah.
So we are laughing because in the chat we see really amazing comments. Rabbi out. If you put a hashtag on it, Roberto
Yeah, that's
from
funny.
Corriere TV, it's amazing. Rabbi out, and then we have also Rabio out because of his mom. I'm just sorry because Marcin, unfortunately, you are on the bottom part. So every time that I put a comment, it hide your face. I'm sorry for that, Marcin.
Okay. Don't worry about it. The comments are funny. Don't worry.
Indeed, we have a kick him in the out. Roman, you agree, I believe, huh?
Rabiot, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Let's do Rugani.
Where is he? Here he is.
Rugani.
I'd go NA just because we haven't really seen him play too much. So there's nothing really for me to base the season off of him for. So I'm going non-applicable. It's pretty quick for me.
He played 7 games this season on 37 available games between Champions League, Coppa Italia, blah, blah, blah. 7 games.
But I think he will be on the out, though. The rumors are that he will be sold this season, after this season. But it's between those two.
What do you want, Roman? Not
not applicable is fine. Okay, yeah.
I will be honest. When he played, because I was also live and I saw him playing, he was actually good. Rugani is never the best. It's never bad. But I would also put him in out more. Why? Because Rugani is someone, okay, you are 25. You should be at the peak of your career. And he's just sitting there enjoying life, So, yeah, I would have put him out, but not applicable makes sense.
Yeah. Let's do Demiral. Yeah, there.
I know that you are keeping Pjanic for the last time, Martina. Demiral.
I go promising because when he did play, he was pretty effective. And I feel like he has a future at the club if he keeps developing. I know a lot of people love the fact that he was like attacking players, but he needs to kind of calm down a little bit on the pitch just because I feel he was a little bit rash going into tackles and challenges sometimes. But besides that, he was promising. He was a solid central defender to kind of back up Bonucci and Delict if one of them weren't playing. So I definitely see him developing and maybe potentially becoming one of the starters in the team. But yeah, promising for sure.
Yeah, I agree totally. Yeah.
Let's do Ramsey. Dun, dun, dun.
Promising as well. Had his good moments, but had a lot of bad ones as well. But this COVID pandemic didn't help him, unfortunately, because he was starting to get the rhythm. He was starting to get the track of things, But now it's back to square one. So we'll see what happens, in the next weeks, because he will not play tomorrow. So, yeah, it's just sad, really. But we see some promises, absolutely.
Yeah, 100% agree. So he's been developing over the course of the season, getting integrated into the team, and you saw the progression in his play. And he got better as the season went on. So 100% agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do Alexandra. Now you know which one we'll pick.
Yeah. Number 12.
This is also a discussion topic, actually. But Marcin, let's start.
It'd be close between. I would probably go promising. He's been not average, but slightly above average in terms of the left back play over the course of the season. I think he still is great defensively. Maybe offensively, he hasn't been the same that he was a couple seasons ago. But defensively, he's solid. He still does a really good job, and he still books it for 90 minutes up and down the pitch the entire time on that left flank. Covers a lot for Ronaldo, obviously not coming back also. So he I would say promising. He's had some really good games, but I think Juve will stick with him as the left back for next season too.
Yeah. All right. Promising. I would like to put him good. Originally, I wanted to put him the best, actually, because I think he's essential for us. Essential left back, because we don't have anybody else. That's not his. It's not because of him. It's just because our management is so stupid. But the fact is that he plays every single game, wears him out, and he rarely drops a bad performance. Rarely exceptional performances, but it's just in the middle, but solid, consistent ones. And this is not often from a Brazilian, mind you. It's very rare. So, yeah.
I'll put the difference. We could put him in good.
Yeah, good would be more enough. Yeah, and also the fact that he is a part of this transition period with Sarri also. So yeah, good would be okay. Yeah.
Azul Penta. Rodrigo.
Oh, that's
You
a tough
start this one.
Let me just grab this one. Ah, my boy.
Oh,
Just put him on the top there and leave him be.
I park him there.
Yeah, I'll agree with you, just because I'm not going to argue with you about that. He's been our best midfielder by far this season, and especially over the last few months, he definitely took the role away from Pjanic of that playmaker kind of role. So yeah, I'll leave him at the top. Yeah, he's definitely been very good this year.
There was a comment there in the live comments before, very very early on, in regards to that he was better box to box player rather than Regista. I think it was Muslim or somebody who commented it. The fact is that he is so versatile is already a plus for us. So I can only see benefits with this guy, and this year particularly, he has become much more consistent. Of course, he has these stupid yellow cards, he has his outbursts still, but come on, he's what, 21, 22?
21.
Yeah, it's crazy, and already he he was man of the match against the Inter, so great future ahead of him.
I really like him.
Yeah.
Okay, Dybala.
That's easy.
Top. All the way at the top. All the way at the top for Paulito. Yeah, I think Paulo's had a great year, especially last season. He had so many issues, and just coming back this year and just being super effective. So I think Paulo just deserves it. He's been so good. I mean, his goal against Inter, just so many brilliant, beautiful moments, like that goal. He's been top notch. Assists, goals, he's been great. So yeah, Dybala definitely at the top.
Okay,
And then we have the last one.
Pjanic.
Flop for me.
Yeah, I agree.
We've waited and waited for Pjanic to really showcase his world-class performance that everybody's talking about. And I mean, every time I watch Juve play with Norwegian commentary, they say Pjanic rarely misses a pass. He's a world-class passer. I mean, where do you get this from? It's not true. There is so much he can improve on, and we expected him to become so much better with Sarri. It never happens, and Bentancur just comes in and steals his place. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. So flop, maybe even out, because I mean, it looks like he has had enough, and we've had enough with him. But yeah, it's okay for me.
Yeah, agreed. So I have nothing else to add. So I'll keep him where he is.
Yeah.
Before going to the next topic, Martina, can you read all of them if you know that we see where they are?
Yeah, so at the top, best, it's Cristiano Ronaldo, Szczesny, Bonucci, Bentancur, and Dybala. Good, De Ligt, Cuadrado, and Alexandra. Promising, we have Matuidi, Demiral, and Ramsey. Flop, we have Danilo, Douglas Costa, De Sciglio, and Pjanic. Out, we have Bernardeschi, Higuain, and Rabiot. And not applicable, we have Khedira, Chiellini, Buffon, and Rugani.
That's a beautiful list. Thank you, guys. So, and now let's talk about the most important things. I want to talk about the defense. The defense is the chapter where we will talk about actually the next game. But before speaking about the Coppa game, a few questions. Really quick answer. You don't have to explain. How do you think that we will finish the league? And I speak about Serie A, Coppa Italia, and Champions League. 0-3, 1-3, 2-3, 3-3.
None.
0 for Martina.
No. That's not my vote.
Okay.
I'm gonna go 2 out of 3. So I think Juve will retain the Serie A title, even though it will be close and come down to the last few matches with Lazio. And I think we'll win the Coppa Italia. That's what I think the 2 out of 3 will be. Just realistically looking, we're in the semis. I think we have Milan coming up, which aren't a great side, and then obviously a finals just a 50-50 shot. But yeah, 2 out of 3, and then the Champions League. I don't know what's going on with that officially, so I'm not going to really comment on that too much. But 2 out of 3 for me.
1 out of 3 between Serie A and the Coppa. I'm starting to think it will be more likely being Coppa, since it's only 2 games right now away. That's it. I think that Lazio will win the league. It is between us and Lazio. And Champions League, we're gonna bottle it like we do every year, unfortunately. But again, transition period, guys. So that's fine.
Whoa. What do you think, Martina?
I think 2 out of 3. It's not gonna be the Champions League year once again, sadly. But yeah, Coppa and Serie A, I'm pretty sure we will manage to bring them home.
And I say 3-3. We will win everything. And I totally agree with Il Marchese, who say only a pandemic can make that Juventus win the treble and the Champions League. For me, I said it to Alberto's show, All Juvecast. So if you have the opportunity to watch his channel, he's doing also really nice videos and interviews and so on. So I said it also there for the first time. I believe we will win all the 3 of them. Guaranteed. And I said it also in the Top Bin talk, I believe, in your podcast, Marcin. So was quite nice. Guys, Milan. Juve Milan 1-1 home. No, home. We played at San Siro. Now they are playing again. We know that there will be no penalty. That's a decision that has been taken. So if we do 1-1 again, we go immediately to penalty shootouts and no extra time. That's what I mean. I'm sorry. In the league, they are doing really bad. They are 7th with 26 games. They only won 10 with 6 draws, 10 losses. So that's really crazy for the old Milan we knew. We know that there are a lot of problems with Ibrahimovic now that is not even playing, but he's making the president angry. He's saying it's not the Milan that I knew. And yeah.
Surprise,
what
surprise.
Do you think about this Milan versus Juventus? What game will it be? I can give you also the before answering, I will give you also the lineups that can be really interesting also to see. Let me open the lineups, the expected lineups for sure. So here they are. So those are the expected lineups.
Yeah. I mean, for Milan, the big issue is that there is no Ibrahimovic, there is no Hernandez, and there is no Castillejo because they are out with suspension, I think. For us, it's basically all clear. Well, as you can see, it's very easy. I mean, player by player, we should beat these guys, no problem. But it's so hard with this after this pandemic. We just restarted. We don't know the fitness levels. We don't know what kind of shape Milan are in. Will Ronaldo, Dybala, Costa actually work together? Will Bentancur still follow up on his performance? It's so many questions to be answered. So, but player by player and team wise, historically this season, do you want a prediction also?
That's for later.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Yeah. After the debrief, we give a straight prediction.
All right, that's it's good to go for Juve, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I'd agree. I think kind of like what everybody's like writing in the chat, like heavy legs, lack of match fitness. I think that's going to be an interesting thing that's going to play on both teams. I really think it's going to come down to who's the fitter team. I think, yeah, you can say that, yeah, on paper we are position by position a better side. But I feel like this pandemic and this break that we've had to have for these last few months has really kind of negated any kind of advantage that we've had with our players, just because everybody's on a level playing field. They're all coming back trying to earn match fitness, and this is going to be an interesting game. I think it's going to be a very 50-50 match coming down at the end of it. But I think Juve will win this game, but it's going to come down to match fitness and who's the fitter team and who's been training a little bit more in preparation for this match. I think that's going to be very key for this game.
There was some comments because indeed Agresti said that Pjanic was tested instead of Khedira. So that can be a change, and also Buffon instead of Chesney, what I believe will not make a lot of a difference. I said in the beginning, I made a video about it where I explained the difference between Bentancur and Pjanic, that I really love Bentancur and I want to see him as a playmaker. But, and I am convinced about that since the beginning when I said it, for me, mentally, if you don't want to lose Pjanic for the rest of the season, after his game versus Inter, where he didn't play because he was preferred to Bentancur, for me, you have to recuperate him mentally. We saw the words from Sarri, where he was really explaining that he had a lot of bad games, but he trusts in him and he has to recuperate. So I really convinced that this lineup that we see today here is not the right one. I believe Pjanic will play with maybe Khedira to start for 60 minutes, and then Bentancur will take over from Khedira. Don't forget we have 5 subs. So that's what I believe, and I would play like that. I don't know if you agree, guys. What would you do with that kind of midfield?
I'm fine with it, honestly.
With the one
Yeah,
that's here,
Yeah.
Bentancur, Khedira, Matuidi, or you would play Pjanic instead?
I would do those 3 right there: Matuidi, Bentancur, and Khedira. I personally don't. I don't love Khedira, but I like him. So I think if he's fit and if Sarri think that he's right to start, then I'm fine with it.
I mean, if Pjanic is available, I would swap Khedira in for Pjanic and then play Bentancur in that role on the right-hand side. But other than that, yeah, I mean, I'm cool with this midfield playing. If this is the midfield, I'm fine with it. If Pjanic can go in place of Khedira and you just move Bentancur to the right, I mean, I'm fine with either one of those two. But yeah, like either one will work.
That's also actually quite interesting because we don't see Rabiot anywhere near this. This only confirms our suspicion that he clearly is not good enough. Khedira, back from injury, straight into the starting lineup. So you could see already the reason behind it. Well, Sarri likes the guy, as he said in the press conference. So yeah, this looks okay. Not perfect, of course, but that's what we've got, and it should be good enough to beat Milan tomorrow.
Who do you think will make really the difference for Juventus? One man?
I think it's going to be Dybala who's going to have to make the difference without Pjanic there. I think he's going to have to kind of be that glue and solidify the attack with the midfield, because we all know that Dybala likes to drop deep to kind of collect the ball and then push up forward. So I think Paulo is going to be huge for the game tomorrow, just to kind of combine the midfield and the attack together. So I'm looking for him to have a really good game tomorrow.
Yeah. Do you think, Roman?
Yeah, it's a mix. I mean, you could pick one player. It could be either Bentancur or Dybala. Of course, Cristiano also could be there. Of course, and then don't forget Costa. I mean, if he's on fire, he's unstoppable. So it could be any of these guys.
Yeah,
that's so great about this particular lineup, is that any of these guys, if on fire, can be dangerous. So it's really so unpredictable.
For me, my man of the match, and even of the start of this mini season, will be Douglas Costa. He's smaller. We know that small guys can really be quick in having his shape and be fast, because when you are a De Ligt, you put a bit more time to be in real shape. So I really believe in the difference of Costa if he can last 90 minutes without injury, because that's a big problem with Costa. But if he can keep his 90 minutes, I really think that he will make the difference. And I believe the first games of the season we will see a lot of goals. Why? Because the attacking, where you have smaller players, faster players, quicker. You hear me? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I believe they can really make a difference. Don't forget, normally when you start the season back, you have a lot of friendly games where you take your shape and so on. Now they didn't even had one. They played one game, friendly 0-0, 2 times 30 minutes, and now they are playing a Coppa Cup. So I really believe in a lot of goals, but not only Juventus, also the start of the Serie A again, a lot of goals, because defenders will need a bit more time to get in shape. So Douglas Costa is for me the one that can make the difference.
I agree.
And for Milan, I believe in Benacer. I saw him versus Inter. I saw a lot of time him playing. He's in a difficult Milan. It's not the best team ever, but I saw also the comment, and that's why I'm mentioning it from Fori Rosa TV. Benacer is great. He's that's a player that maybe not Juventus level, but he played really, really well. I love him, and he's the man that I would try to put Bentancur on, or Kedira or Matuidi. The player that he has in front, I would stick a man. If you look at the Inter Milan derby, when they were losing 2-0 and then they won 4-2, the first half you saw that Benacer was doing everything for Milan. He was controlling the game. Second half, Conte put a man on him without losing him, and it was over. The game was over, and then Inter won. So that's one. If you want one man to pay attention to, is Benacer, for me, my opinion. I don't know what you think about that, guys.
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also challenging because we had this huge break, so we also don't know how the players have been, practicing this whole time during the pandemic. So we'll see after that.
I don't necessarily agree with a lot of goals, though, because I think it will be very slow paced, very slow paced football, and we are not known to score many goals at all this season. We can count them on the one hand, probably. I'm joking, but seriously, we can see in our history what makes us think that we will score a lot of goals suddenly. We barely scored against Spal. So I think,
not only speaking about Juventus, it was more general of the start of the season. I believe we will see a lot of goals. That's what I believe.
Yeah. I'm not so sure, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a lot of goals, honestly. But I hope so. That will be more entertaining.
It's defense first, my friend, in Italy. So everybody will defend for their lives. So probably there will be very few goals, but I mean, anything can happen. Of course, we don't know. But my assumption is that it's more logical to think there will be few goals. But yeah.
Okay. Last part, Martina, the goalkeeper part.
Sure. So
nearly time to wrap up.
Yes, almost ending. In every single live episode that we're gonna do, we're gonna give a fan shout out. So for the people that will be commenting on YouTube or just tweeting or just leaving nice messages, we want to give thanks. So we will pick one for each episode. So for this live, I guess he's already sleeping, but Iskandar, today he woke up at 4 a.m. to watch us, so that's amazing. So we want to thank him. He left that message on YouTube. So this is our fan shout out message. Should I read it? So
Yeah, sure.
Great job, guys. I would like to propose, why not in the future try to invite the fans on each continent live at the same time. We can discuss and knows how's the experience on their own country and their local Juventus fans. So I think that's an amazing idea, and we should definitely somehow make it happen. Time zone might be hard, but something that we can consider. Also, for anyone that's in the comments right there and want to be a part of the show, want to be a guest, just like Marcin and Roman, you can either email us. The email is, oh my God, yeah, it's right there.
It's that way.
Or you can just reach out on Twitter, on YouTube, or Instagram, or just on our pages personally, on Giuseppe or mine.
Yeah.
We would love to have you, definitely. So just, if you want to be a part of it, just let us know and we will make it happen. Discord, maybe.
Yep. Time to wrap up. Before wrapping up, prediction time, Roman? Juve Milan.
2-1, like usually.
Marcin?
I think he can't hear us.
He can't hear us.
Okay, I'm gonna give mine.
Yes, Martina.
It's gonna be a 2-0 for us. Yeah, 2-0 easily. That's it.
We have a lot of people saying the scores. 2-0 for Michael. Lorenzo is saying 2-1. Marchese Benconero 3-1. Sufjan is maybe one of the guys who wants to join. Absolutely. Sufjan, let us know. It will be really nice. Great initiative, Lorenzo. That's about the email, I hope. We have nice comments. I'm waiting that Marcin is back for his thing. Marchese Bianconero, if he speaks English, you want to join. We have 4-0 for AG.
4-0. You guys are crazy.
Alibaba. You will see. I believe in a big score. I will disappoint you guys, but I never give my prediction on straight games about Juve. I can give you all the prediction of the world with other teams, but not about Juve. If you are asking yourself why, just remind yourself how many Champions League we lost. Yeah. So I don't want to curse it, so I don't predict straight game about Juve. Okay, thank you. Thank you, all of you. It was the first live. At a certain moment, we were like 23, 25 people at the same time. Crazy for a first time. Roman, Marcin, if he hears us, thank you for being here. You were amazing first guest. I hope that we can have you really quickly back on the show, because your knowledge about Juventus, the way you talk about it, the passion you have is really welcome our show. That's for us the most important thing. So I hope you enjoyed it. Before Martina saying hello to everyone, do you want to say some goodbyes and some words?
Yeah, I mean, I'm super glad that we are starting the show. I mean, it's our first episode, so it's only getting better. I'm excited, and I'm so happy that both of you were present, and all the people that are in the live chat. I really can't do this, but thank you as always, and I really appreciate it. I really can't do anything else.
No, I'm just laughing at the comment section. Sorry, yeah. Ali Beda just replied to me for saying me that guys, you're crazy for predicting 4-0. But I just don't see it. But anyway, guys, thank you very much. This has been real fun. Follow these guys personally, and of course on the YouVe Show on Twitter, wherever you may be. And also remember that I will be live streaming the whole shebang, me ranting and reacting to all stuff happening tomorrow. It will be crazy. I hope we won't go to penalties, because then my heart will just... You'll be live watching me getting hurt tomorrow if there will be penalties. So yeah, enjoy. Thank you so much, guys. Marcin, his prediction actually was in the other chat. He thinks it will be 2-1.
Okay, so Marcin said 2-1. Yeah.
I don't think he can hear us. He has some problems.
Yeah. He can see the replay. Thank you, Marcin, for everything you did today. It was guys, subscribe to JuveTherapy, because he's doing great things, to Maria Has a Life, to Martina, who has also a YouTube channel and is doing really great thing with Juve Designer as well, to my channel. Every morning I wake up to translate the Italian and international papers about what they are saying about our beloved Juventus, and most important, this one, the YouVe Show. Without forgetting Marcin and his amazing podcast. So it's like a bit everywhere. Thank you. Grazie. Forza.
Juve.
Juve. Ciao.
Ciao.
Ciao, everyone.